Hey guys, good to see you again here. We are live. As always, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be right now in this world. And I want to go ahead and start this video off with an advertisement. We are going to be talking about the recent development today in which Derion Vence took a plea bargain and was sentenced to 40 years in prison. He wasn't even convicted of murder. And we will get to that story here in just a moment. I wanted to introduce you to a company called Self Love and Lather. Um, for you, women and men who like natural products, including sugar scrubs, soaps, body washes that are literally made, beautifully packaged. You can not only go to the Instagram page for this company. I really love the African black soap. It's a foaming cleanser, and oh my gosh, I mean, look at some of the. It's just beautiful. The color combo, it's beautiful, and body washes are listed on the site, but I really like this particular one. This is a beautiful. It's a great soap. It's like food for the skin. And like I said, these are natural products. Again, the link to the Instagram is there you go. And the link to the website, I'd like to show you that as well, really quick, before we continue our conversation here on the Derion Vence case. As you can see here, you can go and safely shop as this um, particular site is hosted by Shopify, and you can see that it's got a certificate, so you can guarantee that the information that you share is private. There's the Yoni Bar, which is one of the best sellers. The Citrus Detox, it looks to be sold out. But there is a pH balanced feminine wash as well. Shipping, my understanding, is 2 to 3 days. And the products are all featured on the website, as you can see. There's a variety of products, and feel free to reach out to this person, selfloveandlather@gmail.com. Business hours 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and she actually has a refund policy. So the refund policy, as you can see, due to the nature of the products, all orders are final. But I'm telling you the reviews that look at the sugar scrub. Like, look at that. It's not only gorgeous, but the smell is amazing. And it's I mean, look at the deal that's being offered. And also, if you use the code LEAKYOU when you check out, you will receive additional percentage off. And, definitely check it out. Let me go ahead and share out this screen here. And I'd also like to welcome everyone into the room. Shout out to all of you guys. Let's see, who do we got? Let's see. Hey, Vincent. Hey, Veracity. Hey, Centel. Hey, Shadow. Let's see here. All right. And of course, we are streaming to multiple platforms. Now, this case, we have been covering this case since the beginning, right? The Maleah Davis case. I think many of you came to know me through this case, as well as other cases that I've covered regarding police brutality. And so I had to come up and talk with you guys about what is now seeming to be the end to this case. Here we go.
To you. Thank you, Jason.
Here we go.
This is the 411. Great to have you with us. I'm Sherman Chow.
And I'm Jason Bristol. Our top story is this. There is now a plea deal today in the Maleah Davis case. 2 years ago, Maleah Davis, the little Houston girl, was missing and then found dead along a roadside in Arkansas. It is a story that got international attention. Maleah's stepfather, Derion Vence, will now serve 40 years in prison, but not for murder. Jason Miles live from the Harris County Jail, where Vence is still being held. So, Jason, is that enough?
Well, not according to some folks. Jason, Derion Vence pleaded guilty to 2 things today: injury to a child and tampering with a corpse. The man to whom Vence confessed 2 years ago certainly doesn't think it's enough. Houston activist Quanell X.
They had been looking for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and they couldn't get anything out of him.
Yeah, like 4 weeks.
Confession he got from Derion Vence 2 years ago regarding the disappearance of his 4-year-old stepdaughter, Maleah Davis.
Even the feds couldn't find out where she was, and I was able to meet with him about 35 minutes, and he told me everything that he did.
Quanell says that includes strangling little Maleah after striking her following an argument with her mother. This surveillance video showed her following Vence into their Southwest Houston apartment the day police believe she died. Quanell says he was fully prepared to testify against Vence before he pleaded guilty today to injury to a child and tampering with a corpse.
I don't believe that 40 years is a justifiable sentence for Mr. Vance based on what he did and what he confessed to me that he did to young Maleah Davis.
In a statement, Harris County District Attorney Kim Ogg said, quote, "Children are the most vulnerable members of our community, and young Maleah's death is tragic. We may never have all of the answers in this case, and our thoughts are with the family." Maleah's mother, Brittany Bowens, was never charged in relation to the case. Her grandmother told me today that it's been a long 2 years. Happy birthday to you. Since then, friends and family have gathered to celebrate birthdays, and a bridge near where Maleah's body was found in Arkansas was renamed in her honor.
And it's shameful if real justice does not come in her case.
And it appears that that's the case here.
KHOU legal analyst Carmen Rowe says it's clear that prosecutors didn't have enough evidence to legally connect Vence with Maleah's death. That's why they plea bargained down to the charges he did confess to today, and again was sentenced to 40 years. Vence's defense attorney had no comment on the plea agreement. Back to you.
Thank you, Jason. As we just showed you, we've been tracking the story for the past 2 years now. And to see all of our coverage, go to khou.com/Maleah Davis.
Okay. Now, let me show you something else here. This is KJ, and I'm only showing you news from local affiliates. And, you know, I'm appalled. I'm appalled that Derion Vence is not being given a life sentence in prison. He clearly, there's so much evidence that against him. We watched him carry her body out in a plastic tub. He admitted to murdering her because of his admission to Quanell X. Her body was found in Arkansas, in a completely different state, which the federal authorities should get involved at that point, because that is committing a crime across state lines. I think I want to show this, and then I want to go back and I want to show you some original footage that we covered here. And it, it kind of just makes you like really, really understand how infuriating this is, because let me just remind you guys, we covered this case from day one, and let's not forget that Maleah Davis suffered a really bad head injury it was either 6 to 9 months prior to this to her death. And it was suspected that Derion Vence uh, gave her that injury. The lie that was told by Brittany Bowens, the mother, I haven't seen her hold a press conference or say anything about this sentence. I wonder if she's going to be waiting on him when he gets out of prison. We don't know, but she didn't really detach herself from Derion during this whole thing. And my thing is like, 40 years from the murder of Maleah, and there's so much evidence that, I mean, come on. Blood was found and pieces of tissue were found in the bathtub drain. Blood was found on one of her blankets. Y'all know I get very detailed about these, anytime I do a case or a crime case. And when I tell you that the details are very plentiful, I've got text messages between him and Brittany Bowens where it's very clear that Brittany knows more than what she has ever admitted to. And I am so surprised that Brittany Bowens never received a charge for this. In my humble opinion, I feel like she should have been charged with negligence. I believe that she helped Derion drop that car off because, see, when she came back from her father's funeral, it was that next day that all of a sudden Darion's getting dropped off at the hospital talking about he was accosted by 3 Mexican men. They took his daughter, but they didn't take the toddler, but yet he seemed to have been passed out on the side of the road for hours. But the thing is, he was dropped off in Brittany Bowen's car, and that was caught on video. So who else was driving it? And then it was dropped off in a location. So to me, like, Brittany definitely bears some responsibility in this, let alone the fact that she's a negligent mother. Period. I'm going to play this while I pull up some footage that I want to show you guys.
Life gets busy, and whether you're running around town or getting ready to leave, we're
commercial
here
after
at
commercial.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change with the
Commercial after commercial, but that's okay. He pled guilty to tampering with a corpse and injury to a child. Before I even finished playing this, do you guys know that the level he was charged with a felony A, okay, TDC time. He could have gotten 99 years in prison on that injury to a child charge. He was facing 5 to 99 years on that charge. And somehow he was able to get a plea bargain of 40 years. I have been to that apartment. I went down there. I left, some things and some letters and some notes and cards and things down there. I've been down there to Houston a couple of times behind this case. And I'm stunned. I'm stunned. The district attorney who's responsible for this is Kim Ogg. And she said in a news release that Maleah and her little brother were all reported missing the morning of May 4th, 2019, when Vence and Maleah's brother showed up at a hospital late that night. We also know it's the same night that Brittany Bowens came back from her trip from her father's funeral. Maleah was not with them. Her remains were found by the side of a road in Arkansas like she was garbage. She was dumped like garbage. There was barely any, it was 1 month, and there was barely any remains left of the little girl. I'm so pissed.
Eventually discovered in a trash bag on an Arkansas highway. Now the man arrested in connection to her death has learned his fate. Derion Vence was sentenced to 40 years in prison. Our Taisha Walker's live now in Southwest Houston with an update on today's announcement. Taisha.
Lauren, a judge sentenced Vence to 40 years for injury to a child and 20 years for tampering with the body of a corpse. That's a total of 60 years, but because those two prison sentences will be served at the same time, he'll only serve 40 years behind bars. Time, some say, isn't long enough. Derion Vence will spend 40 years in prison. Today, the 28-year-old pleaded guilty to tampering with a corpse and injury to a child in relation to the death of 40-year-old Maleah Davis, 2 years to the month. Vence was dating Maleah's mother, Brittany Bowen.
What he did to that beautiful angel, young Maleah Davis, 40 years does not equal what she suffered and what she went through.
Quanell X says Vence confessed to him 2 years ago that he hurt Maleah.
He got angry at Brittany, and when the baby kept asking him about Brittany, he struck Maleah in the head. He punched her in the head. When she fell, she began to convulse, I believe having a seizure, and she was bleeding from her ears and bleeding from her nose. And at that point is where he strangled the beautiful young baby. He killed her.
A surveillance photo showed Vence hauling a laundry basket and trash bag near his Southwest Houston apartment. We later learned that was Maleah's body, which was dumped off of an Arkansas road. Vence initially told investigators Maleah was kidnapped by unknown men, but Quanell X got him to reveal the location of Maleah's body.
Because of the decomposition of the body and how long her body had been out in that field and the elements, the medical examiner's office never would have been able to prove with science to a T the actual cause of death.
Quanell X says Maleah's mother knew about prior abuse to Maleah by Vence.
Did you help cover it up? And she started crying.
Yeah.
And she said, yes. He didn't want to go to jail, and I didn't want to see him go to jail.
Unbelievable, man. Can we just go back on that? Can we just go back? Because like I have been telling you guys for like ever since this case happened that I knew she has something to do with covering it up. Just like right before I played this, what did I tell you guys? That he was dropped off in her vehicle at that hospital, and then that vehicle was later abandoned. And it was after she returned home. Hey, Momo. It is so good to see you, babe. All right. I have to play this again. I'm so sorry.
And a cousin of
I have to hear this again.
Of Maleah's body.
Because of the decomposition of the body and how long her body had been out in that field and the elements, the medical examiner's office never would have been able to prove with science to a T the actual cause of death.
Quanell X says Maleah's mother knew about prior abuse to Maleah by Vence.
Did you help cover it up? And she started crying. And she said, yes. He didn't want to go to jail, and I didn't want to see him go to jail.
Both Quanell X and a cousin of Maleah's on her dad's side that I spoke with earlier today say they'll never truly have justice for Maleah until they say Maleah's mother, Brittany, serves time behind bars for her role. Reporting live in Southwest Houston, Taisha Walker, KPRC 2 News.
Okay. I want to show you guys the original surveillance video that I actually enhanced. I enhanced this footage, and I want to show this to you because this was the morning. This is the enhanced footage of Derion Vence. As you can see, you know, Maleah should have been with him. She was dead inside the apartment during this time. Yet he's, you know, he's in and out smoking cigarettes after cigarettes after cigarettes. But oh boy, boy, boy. I'm going to show you some leaked text messages next. And let's not even get into the CPS papers that I've got on these two individuals. I've got CPS papers on these two individuals that were leaked to me that go into extreme detail about the head injury that Maleah Davis had suffered 6 months prior to her death. And Derion Vence was definitely the one that they thought did that. The claim was that she fell and hit her head on a table, but the injuries to her head were in multiple spots. They were in multiple spots. So here's this part of the surveillance footage is important. What you're seeing right now is you're seeing Derion carry his son, and the other child that Brittany Bowens had is walking behind him, but you do not see Maleah. Or is that, yeah, you do not see Maleah. Now, this was after the murder. She's lying dead in the apartment right now. This went on for days until the night before Brittany was to return. He drove her body in a plastic tub to Arkansas, and her body was in a trash bag, and he just threw her on the side of the road like she was garbage. And we enhanced this video to show that Maleah was not with him at all. Where was, that was the question during this time. Where was Maleah? Okay, now I want to show you some leaked text messages now. These were leaked. And I appreciate the person that leaked them to me. I'm going to kind of slow this down just a touch so that you guys can kind of read these. But you will see Brittany discussing the disappearance of her daughter. Oh, I've got all sorts of stuff I'm about to show you. But take a look at these. And by the way, I do want to say one thing. I'm pretty cool when it comes to copyright stuff. Okay, I typically don't mess with people. Obviously, I didn't have put a banner on this at the time, but there were some bloggers that actually took this video and stole it from me. And it was a lot of hard work to put this stuff together. So I would just appreciate it if, just like I give credit, please give me credit. I would really appreciate that. There's one blogger in particular, you know who you are. I sent you an email. You have chose to ignore me, even though I've sent you several. It has not been forgotten. Looks like I probably slowed it down a little bit too much. Hold on. Yeah, it looks like I did pretty good. Now, at any time, you can always pause this. You can read these in detail. This video also too. Did I make this public? Yes, I did. So this video is public, and you can currently watch it here. There's a link for you. How do you feel like he set you up? You have an alibi. You were out of town. No, see, this is Brittany talking to one of her friends. And Brittany's like all of a sudden trying to like say that she feels like he set her up and all this stuff. Oh, but I've got more stuff to show you. She says, the problem is I can't prove that this dude snuck her back in without me effing knowing she was there is the issue. I have proof of everything else, but I effing can't prove this. And if I can find this dude, I'd rip his head off my damn self. But here's the thing. What she's the key to understand is this: the morning that this happened, right? He, meaning Derion Vence, was supposed to be taking Maleah to school. Maleah got sick. Maleah had to be picked up from school. That's why there's video showing Maleah walking behind Derion back into the apartment, which is the last footage that we ever see of Maleah. Okay. Brittany was in the apartment when they came back. So I don't know how Brittany can say that she didn't know her daughter was home from school sick after throwing up. And this is what she's in here saying, like, I can't prove that he snuck her back in without me knowing. It's like you're in a 1-2 bedroom apartment. How could you not know your daughter's come back? Like, I feel like, oh my gosh, this case is so falling through the cracks. I feel like Brittany Bowen should have been charged with with some charges her damn self. Negligence, it's unbelievable. What day do you think he snuck her back in? Like, what? He snuck her in when I wasn't around. When they left that morning, all three of the kids, I had already went in their room. Like, I saw them physically leave. I'm a smoker, so I'm always on the patio. Well, we know that the way he walked in was right in front of her patio. I didn't see shit, man. I had no reason to go back in her room. Fuck. What day was that? Same girl? I'm on mine smoking now. And she never came out, man. This shit is killing me. This is what Brittany Bowens texted to one of her friends. And I've got these text messages also screenshot. I'm going to point you to where they are here in just a second. And she says here, he went to work for 1 hour. The daycare never called me and told me she wasn't coming. Like, I'm so messed up about this. That camera your neighbors have should be able to see him leaving with all three, then coming back with her if that's what he did. And that's exactly what the camera caught. I may not be the best parent and I may not have all my ducks in a row, but I didn't effing know. You're a liar, Brittany. You're a liar. I'll call you a liar straight to your face. He had her in the room. After I had already looked, this guy knew my routine. Then it shows you leaving and then not her anymore. But here's the key. She never left. She didn't leave for like another couple of hours to go to the airport. It's crazy. Then she's like, I always check my kids' rooms. And because I had already done that and I saw them physically leave, I had no reason to look anymore. He leaves with kids. I'm home. This is the narrative she's putting out. He leaves with the kids. I'm home. He comes back with Maleah without me knowing. She never came out the room. She never said anything, like it's Maleah's responsibility to tell her mama she's home. I leave with just him and my friend, seeing just us two. I wish we would have came back for her food. Now, let me show y'all something else here. Let me show you how cold-blooded this bitch is. This bitch is cold with it, man. She is cold with it. Let me tell you. She's cold with it. Hold on. Hold on. Because, it's been a while, guys, so I have to scroll down a bit here, but just hold on. We're almost there. Okay. I do want to make a statement that some people need to take note that there is instances of people, especially out of the New York and New Jersey areas, that dox, threaten people and cyberstalk that have received time in prison. So I just want to put that out there. Okay, hold on. We're almost there. Okay. I mean, I post about all kinds of interesting stuff, don't I? Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. Oh my gosh. I remember that. That was we had such a good time. Shout out to C Stone, the breadwinner. He is super nice. He's super, super nice. Shout out to Emmanuel Thomas. Much love, brother. Much love to you. We got to catch another live. Shout shout out to Sonia. Pap for life. Shout out to her as well. Oh my gosh, guys, it's bringing back memories. Shout out to G6. That was awesome. Shout out to Paul Wall. He is really nice in person. Shout out to Paul Wall, the people's champ, baby. Shout out to Crystal, his wife, as well. She's really nice. Shout out to Johnny Dang. If y'all need some jewelry, y'all know who to go holler at. Okay, let's see here. We are here. Shout out to Gary Monroe also. The 5-star general, the real 5-star general. Shout out to Dirk. Yeah, I'm just a nobody, but shout out to Mark Cuban too. That was a fun night. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now we also recall, don't we, Brittany, how when your daughter was brought home on an airplane, you weren't even there. You weren't even there. You couldn't even be there. Matter of fact, y'all, look at this. A lady caught Brittany Bowens in the same car that her daughter's dead body was transported in, and she went and got her fucking nails done. They actually followed her in and validated the license plate and all, and she went and got her nails done in the same car that her daughter's dead body was transported in. I mean, like, when I tell you that Brittany Bowens is like just garbage. This was the casket that she was laid to rest in. A company, I can't remember the name of the company off the top of my head, but I know we're going back in kind of like in memories here. But that's kind of how it works sometimes. Okay, now we're getting to it. Okay. This was when we went when I was down there for the Maleah Davis walk. We all know this individual here. But let me. Okay, here we go, baby. Now I want you to watch old Brittany Bowens in action. This is Maleah Davis's mother. She says she's a good mother.
And it gives me peace to know that my daughter knew before she left this earth that I loved her. And I will always love her.
Sounds kind of low, I think.
I make sure of that.
Sorry about that.
My sons, I tell them every day that I love them because that's the mother that I am. I'm very affectionate towards my children. They need to feel loved.
I don't see a single tear falling down her face.
Because I know I can open.
You are so fake, Brittany Bowens. How you escape? Let me tell you something. What's going to end up happening is karma is going to get that bitch. That's what's going to end up happening. Karma's going to get that bitch.
On Saturday, June 1st.
That's what's going to end up happening with her. Let me see here. We may actually go find that interview, but I have footage of her actually interviewing. Hold on. This was the day that her body was found.
When did he? Yeah. Have family there?
I have no clue. I have no clue.
How did he?
Okay, so this is the day that Derion Vence confessed. and admitted where Maleah Davis's body was and that he had dumped her body in Arkansas. This was on May 31st, 2019. And so, but what I really want to show you guys is the the interviews with Brittany Bowens, and I've got them. And also, too, ask yourself about Jeanette Gus. She's the one that took Brittany to the airport, and she clearly said that Brittany told her Maleah was at daycare. But yet, we know that's not true. Brittany Bowens does not want people to know that she was with Maleah Davis the morning Derion Vence dropped her off at 7:54 a.m. Period. End of story. Period. That's all there is to it. Now, other things that are important here. Ivory Hecker from Fox 24. 26 says Quanell X's official response to Brittany Bowen's allegations is this: Brittany knew about the abuse. She admitted to me in front of my best friend. Brittany said that Derion would bathe Maleah without permission, and Brittany didn't like that. She admitted that one time Derion beat her and severely injured Maleah's leg. Brittany told Derion to take Maleah to the hospital, to which Derion replied that he wouldn't and wouldn't be taking the fall for this one. She also lied about how long she was in the apartment for when Derion returned with Maleah. And that's what I've been saying this whole time, right? She knew her daughter was there that morning. Derion brought Maleah back, arrived at the apartment while Brittany was still there. She said that when he came back, she mentioned she wasn't there for a long time, but in reality, she was there for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Like, my ultimate goal was to find Maleah, but she knowingly and willingly covered up physical abuse at the hands of Derion. One time in the car, I asked her about what happened to Maleah. I asked, "You think he snapped and did something?" Brittany said Derion probably punched her in the head. He has done that before. After that, I privately met with the district attorney's office to share this with them. I also learned that after Derion was arrested at his brother Joe's house, Brittany was communicating with Derion through Joe, relaying messages to him in jail. Now, remember, they fell off, the two of them. They fell off. Let's really bring back some memories here. Y'all remember this?
Completely done with QX.
Do you remember when Brittany and her friends went live on Facebook?
Who dropped DV off at the hospital? No, she doesn't know. Can y'all slow the questions down? Cause
this bitch right here, whoever the fuck this bitch is, I forgot her name because she ain't shit and she ain't important. But this bitch, and she hit me up with some hateful messages, and I really don't give a damn. But this no good ass bitch right here almost wanted to try to step in and act like she was running something, and like tried to be like a temporary spokesman for Brittany Bowens. And y'all forgive me for my curse words. I'm just a little angry right now.
We gotta read this to her. Okay. Someone said, Vivian said deep down she thinks that Maleah is still with us. Yes, Christina, that is sad. So once Maleah is found, the person who gave the tip is one to know. Yes, that is when the donations will be made. We are not holding on to anything right now, Miss Hayes. Completely done with QX. Do you know who dropped DV off at the hospital?
just like, and I'm looking through some of these because look, like at one point, like when they fell off, Quanell X got her on an extreme an interview she needed at the time, but she just wasn't good enough with the lies. Now let's talk about what her mama said, her own mama had to say about her. Now, this information was shared to me exclusively by a source close to Brittany Bowen's mother, Brenda. And Brenda has, and basically, Brenda felt like this. The person wants me to let you all know Brittany was never molested or abused as a child and never went into the foster system. She lied about that. She was on TV lying about that. Um, Also, laundry was done on Monday, April 29th, the day before Brittany left. Brenda is not speaking to Brittany and would have never gotten involved if she knew all of these lies surrounding the entire case would be going on. She will not speak to Brittany until the truth is told about what has happened to her granddaughter, a truth that she does not know. She does not wish to be involved in any of their lies, Brittany or Derion. She wants them to all come clean with the truth. Brittany would go months without speaking to Brenda and would not let her see her grandchildren. She wants to know who did something horrible to Maleah, but she cannot rule Brittany out and wishes to not talk to her until law enforcement figures it all out. And I was told that Brenda actually felt like Derion was the better parent and did everything for the children, that there is no way she would have had anything to do with him if he hadn't been good to any of them. He held good jobs and took care of them. She doesn't understand why all the lies are being told, but then again, Brittany, her daughter, has always been a liar. And those, that was said from her own mother. Now, watch this.
Do you feel like some things happened inside your home that you didn't protect Maleah from?
I'm not sure. I was always home.
Do you feel like some things happened inside your home that you didn't protect Maleah from?
I'm not sure. I was always home.
Oh, girl.
Do you feel like some things happened inside your home that you didn't protect Maleah from?
I'm not sure. I was always home.
I swear, oh my gosh. And do you guys remember this press conference when she got to crying in front of Quanell X?
I feel like I'm in a nightmare, a really bad nightmare that I can't come out of.
Unfortunately, this is Brittany Bowen's reality. Her 4-year-old daughter, Maleah Davis, has been missing nearly 2 weeks.
But as a mother, I would rather hear that than to hear that somebody I love killed.
But was someone she loved hurting her daughter long before?
Did laundry. What are you doing with that basket?
Investigators have found Maleah's blood at the apartment, a place that was once home.
This
mother
the
says
basket.
she realizes it may be the last.
But I'm not sure why the sound's not
her
working
daughter
here.
was alive.
Hold on.
And I laid in her bed. As a mother, I want to have hope. That hope is giving me a peace of mind.
I'm telling you, that lady sat there talking all that shit and she knew her daughter was dead. Them fake ass tears.
Bowen says she realizes her daughter may be gone, but she says she's praying.
All right, maybe there was something up with the sound before. Let's try this again.
I feel like I'm in a nightmare, a really bad nightmare that I can't come out of.
Unfortunately, this is Brittany Bowen's reality. Her daughter, Maleah Davis, has been
why the
missing
sound's
nearly
doing that.
2 weeks.
I just feel so broken. I do. My heart feels so broken.
And Bowen's
notice, like, there's
ex-fiancé,
really
Derion
no
Vence,
tears
is arrested in connection with her daughter
coming down. Now, let me pause this. This is when Maleah received a head injury not even a year before her death. She had to have brain surgery, you guys. And we're talking about a head injury where Brittany claimed that Maleah fell and hit her head on a hardwood table. And like I said, I got the CPS documents. They're public on my channel, and I may need to upload them to my crimes and investigations channel, but they are on my Leak You channel. And believe me, CPS never believed that story. She had like two um, fractures of her skull that were in 2 different locations. So it was impossible that it would have been a table.
You was the last person to see my daughter. I seen you when you came home. You didn't say anything to me. I stood up for you.
Now, the other thing, y'all ever noticed like that big hump in the middle of his head? Well, there was a lot of talk about him and Brittany having a huge knockdown fight that morning. And my understanding, it was physical. I don't know, where at how Maleah got into the mix of that, but I definitely heard that there was a brutal knockdown fight that night, and that's why he's walking around with that big knot in his head, because somehow she slammed his head into a wall or something, hit him with something. But Brittany Bowens is a liar, period.
I wanted to believe your story.
Vence's story. She's referring to his claim of being
I'm not
knocked
sure why
out
the
by
sound is going out like
kidnappers
that.
after
That's
he,
okay.
Maleah, and his son were all abducted, he says.
But as a mother, I would rather hear that than to hear that somebody I love killed.
But was someone she loved hurting her daughter
Oh, y'all, she makes
long
me
before
sick.
the 4-year-old disappeared? According to criminal court records,
When I
CPS
tell y'all
investigated the
this
family
lady,
after little
look
Maleah
how
suffered a
beautiful
traumatic brain injury so
Maleah
severe she had to have surgery.
It's like, what do you mean she had an injury? You know, all I know is when she fell from the...
Specifically how it happened.
You see how he stopped her?
Do you feel like some things happened inside?
He stopped her from talking because she was about to fuck herself. Now, hold on, what is this? No, that's not it. Okay, now these are some those secret text messages I was telling y'all about. Well, you can come on up here to my Instagram and you can go right on through them. They're in order. And this is a conversation that she had with a friend. And it's chocked full of lies. So you're definitely welcome to go up and see that. I mean, I even have, as you can see here, the actual court documents and the court charges against Derion. I made a video where we actually go through the document as a whole, and you can see how they talk about, the lacerations, the DNA samples that were taken, like a full-on breakdown of the case. So these are really important documents that you will want to go out and see if you're interested in furthering on this case. Now, y'all, this is Brittany Bowens being accosted at the courthouse in the parking garage. These ladies surrounded her and they were like, why would you leave your daughter and withhold vital information? And she's just sitting there just putting it on for the cameras, man. She trusted him, she says. When I tell you these women were trying to get her ass. Oh yeah. Whew, I'm telling you, man, these archives go back, but there is this one video. Now, remember this Facebook post that Brittany made on her Facebook? She says, the media is really pissing me off. How they're portraying Derion. Everybody wants to be a detective, but don't know the real ages of my kids and what day this actually happened. I keep reading how the story's not adding up. It's not going to because they took what they wanted out of what we told them. We spent almost 8 hours being interrogated, but not one piece of crucial information surfaced. You know, there's all this evidence. Look at this. And I mean, it was a really long post. And then she had the nerve to post photos of Maleah with Derion. Now listen to this.
I'm terrified for Maleah.
I'm not sure why the sound is doing this. But this is her when she was like, I'm terrified. I'm so terrified. This was when Maleah was missing. Yet her car was also missing, and she is suspected of being the one that dropped Derion off at the hospital the night before. So the whole time that she's sitting here, there's not a tear dropping from her eye, and she knows that her daughter's dead, and she knows that she dropped the killer off at the hospital with her other child.
Spirit is so broken. I feel so lost.
On Friday around 9 p.m.
Not sure what's up with this audio here.
I'm terrified for Maleah.
But oh, believe me,
On
I
Friday
can
around
find
9
it.
p.m., Derion.
Breaking news in a desperate search for a missing 4-year-old girl. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Andy Sirota.
And I'm Jennifer Reyna. Police in Missouri City say they have found the vehicle that Maleah Davis's stepfather says was stolen during an attack and abduction. That vehicle was found in the last hour near Highway 6 in Riverstone in a shopping center. Sky 2 Live now over that parking lot. The scene has been secured with crime tape, although the car has been found.
That's right, but Maleah has not been found. Volunteers are out in southwest Houston today after weather forced them to pause the search. Yes.
The mother, actually, Maleah's mother, arrived here. She was crying. She fell to the ground. It was a very emotional moment when she realized the car was here, but Maleah is still missing. Earlier today, Texas EquiSearch searched on foot and on ATVs around an abandoned golf course on Bissonnet in Kirkwood. That golf course is near where Maleah's family lives. The young girl hasn't been seen since Friday. Her stepfather says 3 men kidnapped her and stole his Nissan Altima. EquiSearch is focused now on finding both.
Try to hold on to that hope that she's alive.
Breaking news.
On Friday around 9.
I really wanted you guys to hear this. I think I've got this video somewhere else too. Hold on. Hold that thought. Because here it is. Y'all listen to this. Hopefully the sound will work here.
I'm terrified for Maleah.
Unbelievable. Because this right here was I'm telling you, when this video came out, it was the first video that she released. And you don't see a single tear in her eye. It was so fucking manufactured and fake. I'm sorry of my cursing. I'm trying not to do that. This was so manufactured and fake. And the way she was talking, it was like we all knew from that moment there was way more to the story. And that's when we started sinking our teeth in. And to this day, there's nowhere that Brittany Bowens can go without scrutiny. Nowhere. And that was on ABC. I'm going to see if I can find that. I think that is it as far as that story is concerned. Let me see something really quick. Let me see something just really quick. I want to see if I can find I want to see if I can find that particular interview that I want to show you guys. You hold that thought for just a second, because I want you guys to hear that audio. It was unbelievable. It was like any mother just knew that ABC news interview. Let me see if I can find that. Hold on. I could call it it would be like the first interview. Let's see. Hold on. All right, let me share this out. Take this down. Okay. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can find. But I'm telling you, I want to find that specific interview specifically. So y'all just give me a second, because I'm telling you, it is worth watching. What was it? Let's see. I'd rather pay piecemeal than ever play Dickie's nonsense. Seems like he just has an issue with like targeting children's cases and stuff. It's kind of weird. Where is that? Okay, hold on, guys. You just hold that thought here. She's in a jean jacket, right? Let's take a look at this playlist and let's see if they have it.
Hi, I'm Scott Rouse from ScottRouse.com.
Here.
Let's talk about the missing child, Maleah Bowens, and her mother, Brittany.
Oh, and
As you
this
watch
was
this woman
really
talk, You're
good.
seeing what's called guilty.
This was a really good. Oh yeah, they've got me in this playlist, y'all. Yeah, they've got a lot of my videos in this playlist. Okay, let's see here. Looks like Queen's Throne's also in this playlist. But there was the way she fake cried. It was so disgusting. And if I don't find it, it's okay. I know it's out there at the end of the day, honestly. But it's just, hold on, here we go. Here we go.
I'm sorry this had to happen to you. I have to be strong for her. I have to believe that she's okay. I have to.
Yeah, y'all watch this for a second.
Hi, I'm Scott Rouse from ScottRouse.com. Let's talk about the missing child, Maleah Bowens, and her mother, Brittany. As you watch this woman talk, you're seeing what's called guilty knowledge. Watch this, but listen to it as well. Who does the mother refer to more than anybody? What two words come up more than any other words? She refers to herself in almost every sentence. I, me, help me, I feel like. I don't know what I'll do. I just want to find Maleah. If there's anybody that can help me, I just want to find my baby. I mean that from my heart. I mean that with every bit of me. I can't do this. I'm terrified for Maleah. My spirit is so broken. I feel so lost. Watch this, because I'm going to come back to it and we'll go over the details. And then I'll go over the video of the dad when it comes out. She may not know where Maleah is, but she knows something about it.
What would you say to your daughter right now?
That mommy loves you. And I'm sorry this had to happen to you. I have to be strong for her. I have to believe that she's okay. I have to. Because that's the only thing that's getting me through this. I'm terrified for Maleah.
Here's the interview. Here it is. This is the first one. Look at her. Look close. Look close.
My spirit.
Where's the tear? Do you see a single tear coming out this lady's eye? This lady is like faking it. She's trying to fake it just to make it. This is the first interview. We're talking about hours, maybe not even 2 or 3 hours after she discovered that her child is missing. But keep in mind, the bitch, I'm sorry, I need to stop cursing. Keep in mind, she drove Derion to the hospital, dropped him off. So she had to have known her daughter was missing before she even sat for like a full day before she even sat down and did this. But oh my gosh, watch this. I'm going to go back and I want y'all just to watch this interview so closely. I'm so grateful to this man. His name is Scott Rouse, and he is a body language expert. And you can find him at bodylanguagetactics.com. But when he made this video, oh my gosh, he hit the nail on the head. But you guys just look at this. Look. Let's just watch this.
What would you say to your daughter right now?
That mommy loves you. And I'm sorry this had to happen to you. I have to be strong for her. I have to believe that she's okay. I have to. Because that's the only thing that's getting me through this. I'm terrified for Maleah. My spirit is so broken. I feel so lost. I just want to find Maleah. I just want to find Maleah. And I love her so much.
Not a single tear.
I love her so much.
Not a single tear.
If there's anybody that can help me, please. Please. I just want to find my baby. I just want to find her. Help me find her, please. Help me find her.
You know what? She's not sitting up there crying about talking about help me find her. She's up there crying because she knows her baby is dead, lying in a trash bag on the side of a highway in Arkansas. She knows that Derion Vence, her fiance, was absolutely involved in her death. She came home from her father's funeral. She realized her daughter wasn't there. And we already know there was abuse happening in the household. Again, she sat there and stayed with a man that is accused of having caused a head injury that required Maleah to get brain surgery. Not even a year before this happened. This bitch isn't crying because she misses her daughter. She's crying because she's scared to death of what's going to happen to her fucking freedom. She should be in prison right now along with him.
So much.
And that's just, sorry for the cursing.
If there's anybody that can help me, please. Please. I just want to find my baby. I just want to find her. Help me find her, please. Help me find her. Anything helps. Share a post, share the flyer, anything. Anything helps and is greatly appreciated. And I mean that from my heart. I mean that with every bit of me. I'm good.
I know you don't want to talk about the investigation, but can you just tell us what Maleah's like with your daughter?
Maleah is a sweet girl. She loves to dance. She's always happy. She's very helpful. She's full of life. She has a beautiful spirit. I don't want to do this anymore.
Wow.
I can't do it.
All right. Now, there's a good look. Do you guys see a single tear in this lady's eyes? She done sat up here for a whole minute talking about this and talking about that, and all of a sudden she just loses interest. And then she turns away, and there is not a single tear in this woman's eyes.
I can't. I'm too I'm overwhelmed.
I'm overwhelmed. This is her mother.
We'll go over this again when we get video of the dad's interview.
Anyway, he did a fantastic job. I'm really glad we were able to find that video. And so, yeah, I just wanted to come up and thank you for this comment, Spivey. I will take a look at that. I'll definitely take a look at that case. I'm not familiar with it, but I will become familiar with it. Let's see here. Now, that is another rumor. The girl got no time because Brenda, her mom, had a relationship with the chief of police, Acevedo. I don't know how true it is, but I am that those are things that are being said. So anyway, thanks to everybody who came in and joined me today to talk about this case. We go through and we talk about these cases in our crimes and justice blogging, and there are those times that the cases, they get to that end where the sentencings, commence, and that's what we're looking at. Derion Vence has received a 40-year prison sentence, and he plea bargained at that. So I want to thank again each and every one of you for coming in and hanging out with me. Definitely subscribe to all my channels. I've got to get a thing to my mods to share during the lives, but definitely subscribe to my Crimes and Investigations channel, as well as my main leaky.com channel and the backup. I want to thank each of you who have subscribed to the channel. Amazingly, I'm up about 100 plus subs on my main channel, and we are almost at 1,000 on the Crimes and Investigations, and that will give me a community board, which is really important when you are running a Crimes and Investigations channel. So I encourage each and every one of you to please subscribe. Thank you, guys. Much love to you, Centel. I love you. You guys have a really wonderful night. Much love, Gloria, as well. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks to everyone again for coming in. And I'm sorry if I didn't get to say everybody's name. Much love, Momo. I'm really sorry I didn't get to all of you. DJ Charisma. Like, I see so many names in the chat, and I'm so sorry. I usually call them out, but we'll do it next time. Much love, guys. Y'all have a great night.